has accumulated, the stand-down orders, the mystery surrounding the collapse of the World Trade Towers, the collapse of WTC 7, for instance, which is shrouded in mystery, the cover-up, and so on and so forth. All of this suggests that, first of all, that the foreknowledge issue is a red herring. Okay? It's there to mislead people, because what it does is it says, oh yes, well, there were failures, intelligence lapses, etc. The FBI didn't do its job, or the CIA we didn't know, but we didn't know when they were going to hit us, etc. Of course they knew. Okay? Intelligence assets which collaborate with the U.S. intelligence apparatus are known to their sponsors. This is not an outside enemy, it is an inside enemy. Even if these groups have a certain degree of autonomy, they are instruments of U.S. foreign policy, the instruments of the U.S. military intelligence apparatus. On the 10th of September, Osama bin Laden was admitted to the military hospital in Rawalpindi, Pakistan. Now, anybody who's been to Rawalpindi knows that it's swarming with U.S. military advisors. Okay? The whole place is the base of the Pakistani military and so on. And nobody of that stature, Osama bin Laden, would be able to enter into the hospital without some connections at the very senior levels of the military intelligence apparatus. And of course, you can always claim the reward. Okay? Now, that piece of news, of course, is very, very important, because it refutes all the statements made by Donald Rumsfeld, who says, well, we don't know where he is. It's like looking for a needle in a stack of hay. You've heard that several times, right? Says, well, we don't know. Maybe he's in Afghanistan. We don't know where he is. Well, this report confirms, and I think it's a reliable report, because it's my favorite anchorman, Dan Rather, CBS News, reporting from Rawalpindi, Pakistan. Now, you see, Dan Rather, again, does not draw the implications of his report. He goes to the hospital, interviews the people, sends back the images, and so on. We have the transcripts of this report, and he says, here, Dan Rather, reporting from Rawalpindi, Osama was hospitalized on the 10th, and that was only 24 hours before the 9/11 attack. And then, but he doesn't connect the dots and say, well, Donald Rumsfeld is a big liar, okay? Because if Dan Rather says that he was there, either Dan Rather is a liar or Donald Rumsfeld is a liar. Somebody is lying, okay? But if Osama was there one day before these attacks, we could have gone in and arrested him in his hospital bed in Rawalpindi, and this would have saved a lot of time and energy and so on and so forth. But obviously that was not part of the agenda which the U.S. military intelligence establishment wants to achieve. So what these incidents suggest is, in effect, that the whereabouts of Osama bin Laden, this mythical figure, are known to the intelligence community, has always been known. He could have been arrested on numerous occasions. The history suggests that Al-Qaeda is an organization which was created by the CIA, and that those links have been sustained ever since. And it makes a tremendous difference in the way we understand these events. We have to understand that the war on terrorism is fabricated. It is a complete fabrication. But at the same time, it is the doctrine which justifies all these actions, both internally and internationally. The police state inside, the militarization of the Middle East and Central Asia, on the other hand, It's part of the national security doctrine. It is a big lie. And it's perhaps the biggest lie in U.S. history. And it is absolutely essential that a consistent anti-war movement reveals the lie. We can't simply go around saying, and that's why I say the war and 9/11 have a relationship, because 9/11 is the basis which justifies the war of terrorism and this war of conquest. And you might find people, even among progressive organizations in Canada, who say, well, you know, I think I'm against the war in Iraq, but I think we should go after this guy Osama bin Laden. Okay? We have to weed out the terrorists. I think that's I support Bush on the terrorist thing, but I don't think we should invade Iraq, etc., etc. And bear in mind that throughout the propaganda campaign was to try to establish links between terrorists and their sponsors, namely the Iraqi authorities, and so that you had a very consistent propaganda campaign, which was there day after day, telling us that America is under threat and so on and so forth. And in the last speech of Bush in the General Assembly, and his previous speech that he made a few weeks ago, he is now using a new term which is called the civilized world. Okay, we are the civilized world. I was in Hamilton 3 years ago in the same room